Yeah, David Whitney here. It's been a while since I've played guitar with you, so let's do something about that. So let's talk about developing your drum kit over here, because this is something I've been enjoying doing a lot lately, and I don't know, it's just something different, right? So when you're using your right hand as a drum kit, right, obviously you need to focus on two main instruments, the kick and snare. That's really what you're looking for. For the kick, I use the heel of my palm, and for the snare, I use my thumb, and I use them like that, right? Now, I don't do anything fancy. I just keep a beat. You know, as time goes on, I'm sure I'll get fancier with it, but for now, I like to keep it just rudimentary, to be solid, right? Now, how do you develop using your drum kit along with your playing? Well, first of all, it's important to establish that your playing is going to require three things. It's going to require a bass line, right, a drum kit, and some chords or some music, okay, some context for your bass line and your drum kit. So developing that can take a little while. Best way to approach it is the same way you should always approach things, which is one step at a time, slowly and methodically. So here's what I would suggest, and this is somewhat along the lines of the way I did it, so that's why I'm going to suggest it, because I know it kind of bears fruit, because I've been there and done that. So first thing is first, your drum kit. Yeah, let's work on your bass. And let's work on using your kick drum along with a bass line, right? So anything simple will do, right? As long as you can focus on both hands at the same time. Now, timing wise, I would suggest starting by just keeping things simple. Now you're going to be hammering everything with your left hand. Okay, and if you have trouble with extraneous noises, right, get a couple of hairbands off someone's daughter or sister, or buy them with your own hard-earned cash. Put them on your guitar so you don't get those strings ringing, and then you don't have to focus so much on not being sloppy. You can just focus on developing the coordination. Right, all I'm doing here is like A, B, D, E, right? 5/7 on the E string, 5/7 on the A string, and just 4 on the floor. Okay. Now, obviously, the next step is to go, 1 and 4 on the kick. Sorry, 1 and 3 on the kick, 2 and 4 on the snare. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can do that for a while, get your basic coordination down. Right, the other thing I would suggest is doing your bass off the beat. So practice both. Okay. Work on that for a little while until you start getting a feel for just coordinating between both your hands. Now, the next thing I would suggest you do would be to, let's say, incorporate another note, right? One note on top of your bass. Maybe an open string is all you really need to do. So I'm using like my third finger on my right hand here. Right, I'm using the B string or the G string, right? And I'm doing that in between, right? So instead of, I'm doing so hammered note, picked. So what I'm going to do here, or what I'm actually playing here, because I'm just sort of winging this, is an E on the A string, which is the 7th fret. I'm hammering that while I'm doing the kick. And then in between, I'm playing the G string, open. Then I'm switching over to the B string, the B on the E string. I'm sorry, it's the 7th fret again. Hammering that on with the snare, and with my finger here I'll be playing the D string open. So all right, so from there I would consider doing something like so maybe kick, hammer on the A string 7th fret, so that's E, then hammer on B, which is the 9th fret on the D string, right, and then pick your G, same as you're doing before, and then go move everything up one string, so it's B, F sharp, and D. Okay. So once you get comfortable doing that sort of thing, maybe advance that and begin. So 2 notes with your right hand. So the same bass line, right? Same kick and E on the A string, right? So I have to take it off and I'm playing G, D with my open. Then I'm moving everything up a string. You see it starts to come together. Whatever. Just winging it for you. So you can start to put together nice tunes. Now, once you get comfortable playing those sorts of things, playing like that, and you start to get the hang of the coordination, you can also start thinking about hammering on groups of notes. And again, if you're worried about extraneous noise, bring in your little hairbands. And yeah, work on your kick and drum with that. Your kick and snare, I should say. Kick and drum. Kick and snare drum. Yeah, just put it all together. Yeah, just start playing around. Obviously what you play is personal. I'm never going to tell you exactly what to play because that's not what I'm here to do. Just to help you sort of develop some tools to apply your creativity to the instrument with. So again, using muffled or muted notes, right? Non-notes, really what you'd see as a note with a little X on it if you saw, music written out, where it's just a dead note. It's a percussive sound, can be useful too. So here's a little one that I think you'll begin to enjoy being able to develop. So I'm going to play one bass note and I'm just putting my hand down to make a percussive sound. And I'm using, while my hand is down, I'm using my fingers here to make another percussive sound. Percussive, percussive, snare. Right? Now, add in some chords. That was really bad, but anyway, the point is, what am I doing? Right? Then you don't need to play so much in terms of the chords. It's more of a groove, right? Okay, and that should give you some tools to at least start working with, right? Obviously, the way you hit the guitar, you know, can make a difference. If you hit with your fingers and your kick at the same time, you can get some funky sounding things happening there. Right? And all I'm doing there is add your snare in with that. And that, that can become a creative process all of its own. Anyway, that's just a few tools for you to start using, but really just start fooling around with this idea that you can incorporate your kick and snare here for a little added colour to your acoustic playing. And have fun with it. That's the most important thing, is just be creative and have fun. And take care.